Did Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton just deliver the worst main event in WrestleMania history? I'm Ben, this is Ben Veal Talks, and I've just finished watching the whole of WrestleMania. When I have the energy, probably in a day's time, I will record a full recap of nights 1 and 2, but I just wanted to jump on and talk about one thing and one thing only, and that is night 1's main event between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Whew, that was something and a half. I've been a wrestling fan for 35 years. I have watched every single WrestleMania there is. I have stayed up late and watched so many WrestleManias through the years and sat through so many incredible main events. And that was not one of them. I genuinely didn't think that WrestleMania 41's main event, with the awful involvement of Travis Scott and that flat ending, could have possibly been worsened. But here we are in Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas, flat as a pancake atmosphere once again for WrestleMania Saturday. And the two veterans and some crazy, nonsensical booking genuinely may have delivered the worst main event in WrestleMania history. So the first question, what was the point of Pat McAfee's involvement throughout this entire thing? Why have we had weeks and weeks of Pat McAfee's heel turn, Pat McAfee sucking up air, all of the negativity around Pat McAfee? What was the point apart from to consolidate the fact that in the US, WrestleMania is on ESPN? Apart from that, there was no point whatsoever. Pat McAfee added nothing to that presentation whatsoever, apart from detracting and convoluting what was actually a very logical long-term storyline. He was out of a match within minutes, thanks to, of all people, Jelly Roll. We all know where that is going. We all know that Backlash is on the corner. We all know that it's going to be a tag match. And it's going to be Cody and Jelly Roll versus Randy Orton and Pat McAfee. That one's been talked about for weeks now. If it's not Backlash, it'll be SummerSlam. But, you know, we got the celebrity involvement out of the way mercifully early, or so we thought. And then we have this match, which was fine. I mean, it was Cody, it was Randy doing their thing. Obviously, Randy was the favourite in the arena, as we knew he would be. Cody was being booed in the same way that he was towards the end of his AEW run, was playing up to that at various points, but it was a fine pedestrian main event. Nothing exciting, but exactly what we expected of Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Until the finish. And someone explained to me who booked this and how this went down and how it got through. So the last couple of minutes, if my memory serves, and I've watched a lot of WrestleMania since then, I'm feeling quite jaded and quite a lot of WrestleMania fatigue right now. But basically, Cody Rhodes blinds Randy Orton, who somehow then thinks that Cody Rhodes has gone from being in front of him to behind him. So Randy Orton RKO's the referee, even though he's nowhere near the position that Cody was. Then Pat McAfee comes down to the ring as a referee, delivers a 2 count. Randy Orton then for some reason RKO's him, even though for weeks they've been best friends. Then Cody Rhodes pins Randy Orton, and then after that, Randy Orton kind of turns heel, even though he's the face in this situation, and punts Cody Rhodes to end the show and lift the title. So we have no title change. We have a convoluted kind of who are you supposed to cheer and who you're supposed to boo at the end of the night, because the face and heel dynamic is blurred. Pat McAfee served literally no purpose. We have a random turn on Pat McAfee from Randy Orton, even though presumably at some point those two are bound to team together, unless what we're doing now is Cody Rhodes and Pat McAfee versus Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. Who knows and who cares by this point? And what we have at the end of the night is an incredibly flat and exhausted crowd in Vegas who don't know who to cheer, who don't know who to boo, who don't really know what they've seen. All they know is that main event has not delivered anything whatsoever. The one saving grace of this whole Pat McAfee storyline could have been that actually there was a payoff, that actually there was some logical reason to him being involved, that it would all become clear on the night, that we've seen that time and again with WWE, that they will bring in these crazy storylines, but eventually they find a way to pull it off. Genuinely nothing good came out of this. No one benefited. Cody didn't benefit. Randy didn't benefit. Pat McAfee probably benefited. His stock is probably higher than ever. He's probably worth more now to his talent agents, and his Hollywood career is probably even better because of how much he's trended, because of all the negativity. He's probably done well. Jelly Roll may have sold a few records, who knows? But the one group that definitely missed out was the WWE fans, both those watching around the world and those who had paid a very, very dear price to be there on WrestleMania Saturday. There is so much to talk about from WrestleMania weekend, and as I say, when I've got the energy, and probably when I've had another cup of coffee, I will record a night 1 and night 2 combined review of both shows. But I just want to put it out there for those of you who watched it. This hasn't, the thumbnail intentionally doesn't contain any spoilers. If you've watched this video, obviously you've watched it already. What did you think of the match? Was it the worst match in WrestleMania history? Or worst main event in WrestleMania history? How did it compare to last year's lackluster main event finish? Has there been a worse WrestleMania main event in history? And if so, what was it? Where are they going with this story? And more to the point, what was the point of Pat McAfee's involvement? I would love someone to tell me, especially because Ted DiBiase Jr., who was there with his father doing WrestleCon all weekend, was spotted in the audience watching his former Legacy teammates participate in this storyline. Ted DiBiase was physically there. Pat McAfee was the one who got the nod to be a part of this storyline. Nothing about it adds up. Nothing leaves anyone with a good feeling. There was no excitement for me coming out of it. Quite frankly, I just felt like I wasted a whole lot of time. But I hope that this video gets lots of people talking. I hope we can have a good discussion about where this goes from here. Drop me a comment below. Let me know what you think. Full recap coming soon. And as always, I've been Ben. This is Veal Talks. This is a brand new channel. If you can, I'd really, really appreciate some subscribes and some comments. It all really helps. And I will see you very, very soon for some very, very honest thoughts on WrestleMania weekend.